Hello and welcome to Bear Academy. I'm your host, Bear, a UX designer who lives and works in Auckland, New Zealand. A few weeks ago, when I'm doing a design for my job about a landing page, about a page, I was blocked. The reason for that is that my boss, the teammates, and other stakeholders, they are quite familiar with the current version of that page. So what I want to do is to improve the page in a holistic way. But it's really hard because they are too familiar with all the details. And when I show them the design in high fidelity version, they jump immediately to details. And then I find out I need to find a better way to communicate with them. And by doing that, I hand-drawn a concept based on my current design. So this is the concepts I did. This is the current stage of the page, and this is the hand-drawn version of what I proposed. And I just showed them, this is what I'm thinking about this page and what we could do in the future stage. And then I share this concept hand draw with them, and the result was amazing. It's like everyone was excited to see what could bring to the next level. And then I had a walkthrough with all the design in details, and everyone was happy. So by doing this, I realized that also the title of this video. I think every designer should learn how to draw. But why? Here's a few reasons of why we need to learn to draw. The first reason is that it can help you to become a better designer. It can help you with a better communication. For example, if we are talk things in abstract just by doing just using language to talk things, and normally two people talk things like this, but actually what they are thinking is different, right? Might be different, and there could be some gaps between the communication, and you will never know. But if you can show them something like this with some tangible design, and when they are talking things like this, they are thinking the same thing, and it will help you on communication level. So this is the first reason, and also the major reason I think we need to learn how to use how to draw as a designer, right? And the second reason is for a better observation. And we know as a UX designer, you will definitely need to do a lot of user research, user interviews, and competitor research, and you need to understand the market, the product. So it will need you to looking for things in details. And by learning how to draw, as an artist, as a sketcher, you need to look carefully about what people's behavior and what's their movements, things like that. So it can help you to observe other people's behavior and can really help you upskill your designer's skill set. And the third reason for learning how to draw is it can really improve your understanding about the UI fundamentals. When we talk about UI, there are a lot of trends happening every day, every year. Flat design, other styles like gradient, shadow, things like that. It's happening every day and seems it keep changing. But the fundamentals are always the same, like color palette, like composition or perspective. So these things existed from 100 years ago, or maybe thousands of years ago, and it doesn't change too much. So by learning how to draw, you can start to build your understanding about those fundamentals, especially from my understanding, from my experience. Color palette and compositions is something you can definitely learn from traditional art or practice. So highly recommend that to learn how to draw. This is the major 3 reasons I think which we can do as a designer to learn how to draw. It's better for your communication, it's better for your observation, and it's better for your understanding, to improve your understanding about UI fundamentals. And after all, they are all fun. It's really fun to do that. So yeah, but there could be another question like how we can learn to draw, especially if we're not graduated from design school, we're not we don't have any like current like experience on drawing. How we can improve it, right? My suggestion, the first thing, if you are doing design in a day-to-day basis, probably you can start by hand draw some wireframes, prototypes, user flows. Start from there. Here's something I'm going to share. This is the design sketch I did for some projects I used to work. So I used to just jump into Sketch or Figma to do the design before that. But now I found it's quite good if you can hand draw something, and this is something you like the wireframe. You can start to draw it on the paper and iterate it, and maybe the user flow you can also draw it like this. So it will be much easier for other people to understand, and it's so easy that you can share it immediately with other people. And for example, this is the user scenarios I draw. So yeah, quite easy to understand, and a good way to practice your sketching, your drawing skill, right? This is the first suggestion. We can start by hand drawing wireframes. This is something we're doing. And the other suggestion would be start from your desk or table. What that means? It means that you can start to draw things from your day-to-day basis, like draw this pen, and make it looks like real and do it as a practice. For example, this is how I do while I have 10 minutes lunch break. I'll just start to draw some sketch. And sometimes if I have more time at home, for example, this is my daughter's shoes. Yeah, she just has too many shoes. And this is my food, and this is my Zoom meeting. So yeah, things like that. I think it will be really interesting that you can start drawing things and using it as a day-to-day practice, right? And the other way how we can improve it is by reading books and improve it from other people's experience. And this is the a book I recently read, and it's a great book. The name is Art Before Breakfast. It's a book with this cover. So what you can see, yeah, it looks like this, right? The cover looks like that. Art Before Breakfast, and art was small capital. It's not capital. Capital the A at the beginning, because it's represent art is a small a, which means that it's something we can do it in our day-to-day basis. It's not take it as a burden, and don't be too nervous about the things you're going to draw. And from this book, I learned a lot. Like you can start by the holistic shape of an object, and also keep doing that, and don't feel don't feel you need to complete a whole scenario or a whole image in just one day. First, the author suggested that you can start from your breakfast, because this is the controllable environment, right? You're having breakfast at home, so it should be quite easy to draw something, and maybe 2 minutes every day, and you have a whole set after a week. Or probably you can start drawing things like your breakfast on Monday, on Tuesday and Thursday, and make it as a whole set, right? And when you're confident, when you got more confidence about your drawing skill, you can move to some other things like cars or people, and start to explore how to use color to help you become a better sketcher. Yeah. And maybe when you're traveling somewhere, you can use a sketch diary like this to record what you feel and what you see during the journey. I think that's a great way that we can improve it. Right. So these are the 3 ways and 1 book. I think we can practice design, or we can practice draw. And as mentioned, I think as a designer, it would be a great tool set. And also, it's more like a transferable skill, right? It can use for a longer time, and it's doesn't change too much. So yeah, I highly recommend that you can start learn how to draw from now on, from today. Right, if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button or the like button. And if you're listening on Bear Academy podcast, feel free to subscribe, and encourage you to subscribe it, and to write me a review if you can. It will be really appreciate that. Right, and looking forward to see you in the next video and in the next podcast. Cheers. Bye.